First item, I'm sorry. The first item on the agenda, hold on, is acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting on June 15th, 2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner
So moved.
DeScrooge. Do we have any corrections, deletions, additions?
I didn't see any corrections.
I have
Okay.
one,
Okay, Chief?
on page 5. Under correspondence, it's firefighter James McNeil, not Jason McNeil.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the only one I have.
Any other corrections, deletions? Omissions? Okay.
Ma-
seeing none.
Nope.
Mayor, I abstain.
Okay, so all in favor? Aye.
Aye,
Opposed, and I guess Commissioner Bentley abstains?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
I see no action items on item number 3. So that brings us to item number 4, the chief's report. Chief?
Okay. As we are all aware, the overtime budget was going to be short. And we transferred from the salary account, 250,000. And by the end of June, we were still short $32,000. So even with that transfer, we were short $32,000 in the overtime account. If you look at the page 1 of the printout, under administration, we're minus $84,973. That was the
Right.
difference in the second assistant chief's pay. So that will be corrected moving forward. So between those two accounts, we're actually at 101.9%, but if you take that out, compare it to the other accounts, I'm sure we're in the upper 90s as far as the overall budget. So hopefully with the addition of the new hires coming around, that, the overtime account will come down.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Anything else, Chief?
No, not for the budget part.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners? Comments?
No, good job.
No.
Thank you for keeping us very close to a
budget.
budget and
yeah.
hopefully with a surplus.
And
Okay.
Okay.
up here,
And item number 5, Assistant Fire Chief of Administration, Assistant Chief Bassett.
Yes, good afternoon, all. We,
Good afternoon.
afternoon, chief.
hello all. We finalized, our promotional ceremony, which will be July 28th, Wednesday. It's going to be at fire headquarters now. I did not get that to, your secretary yet, Mr. Mayor, so, that's on my
Okay.
email list for today. Just change the location, starting at 2:00. So 11 members need to be sworn in, so we're figuring probably for the ceremony about an hour. So that's where we are with the promotional ceremony. I'll take any questions on that if anyone has any.
Any possibility that you might have a Zoom availability to participate in there? I mean, not to speak, but just to view it.
I don't see why not. We'll just, have to figure out best location, but it shouldn't be a problem.
I'd
What day
appreciate
is
that.
July 28th? What day is that?
That's a Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
2 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, we might have the council chambers set up for a Zoom and personal meetings. I'm not sure, so we'll have to check.
Okay, no other questions on that. I attached the respiratory protection program that was approved by OSHA. I know I talked about it a couple meetings prior. So OSHA has made all their corrections and we're compliant with the respiratory standard. So I just attached it on there. Since I put the agenda in, we also were approved on our other OSHA compliance audit, which was through the 1910-156. Basically, it was a record keeping back and forth, making sure that we were doing stuff. So there's really no document for that. But OSHA went through about 11 or 12 things they identified as violations. They were all corrected, and wording was put in place on their violation notices on how the department handles that. So all those were approved also. So for the first two standards they looked at, we are in compliance and shooting for the fall to have OSHA come back and look at a next group of standards that we're responsible for.
Okay.
So that's where that is. It did open up a little bit of issues with records management that I am in progress. We got corporation counsel and now just got to finalize it with personnel, how we're handling medical records, but we need to change some of that moving forward. But that's where we are as far as the admin side.
Good.
I'll take any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sounds good.
Assistant Chief Bassett, when you mentioned that the document is attached, it's not attached to our document that we're viewing, right? It's attached to something else?
Honestly, I'll have to look back at, it was sent to Linda Shields to go out with the packet.
Let me see if
It's,
If not,
I don't see it.
we can get that in there. I PDF'd it. It was pretty long, so no
yeah,
need to print it out.
it was attached, Chief, but I couldn't open it up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right, I'll have
All
Linda Shields resend that out.
Well, I think I might have it. I opened up one document. I may not have opened the second one.
Well, there's two attachments.
No.
One is the
Yes,
fire commission meeting, and the other one is the Assistant Chief Bassett's document, which is over 100 pages long.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
108.
Yeah, okay, I see it is here. It just took, I got it. No need to send it. Thank
Okay.
you.
If
Okay.
you'd like a hard copy, I can get that for you for some light reading.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Let's not kill any trees that we don't have to kill.
Now,
Yes,
well, Mr. Mayor, that was a good point, because that was a little delay in a lot of the stuff, because they were hesitant about electronic records, and I really forced the issue of trying to go paperless in the city. And they're kind of OSHA's relooking at some of their things they asked for.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, any other questions
job.
for Assistant
Thank you.
Chief Bassett?
no,
Okay, next, item number 6, the Assistant Fire Chief of Operations, Assistant Chief McCabe.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody.
good afternoon.
In the past month, I've been conferencing with Morris and McDaniel, the testing company, on the results of our firefighter test, and also coordinating interviews with the certified firefighter candidates, who are the group that we would be putting on first.
Mhm.
For those candidates, I've been working with the Norwalk Police Department to look into the background check procedure. As you may know, they're revamping their background checks, and we are going
Yeah.
to try to get into the same procedure that they use in order to keep everything consistent. We actually have a meeting with Deputy Chief Walsh on Thursday to firm that up. I've also been working with the Station 3 officers and firefighters on boat equipment and modified marine responses, and continued effort to improve our marine capabilities over there. As far as calls for the month of June, we had 644 calls, averaging 21.5 per day. We had 15 fires, including 3 building fires, 50 rescues, including 22 motor vehicle accidents with injuries, 4 elevator rescues, and 5 watercraft rescue. We went on 372 emergency medical responses, 5 of which firefighters drove the ambulance on. We had 15 hazardous conditions, 25 public assists, 49 smoke scares and good intent, and 102 fire alarms. For January 1st through the end of May, or I'm sorry, that should be June 30th, we went on 3,389 total incidents and 5,321 total runs. And you can see that we've pulled well ahead of 2020. So it's been a busy year so far, and it was a busy month of June.
Yeah.
Some of the incidents of note, we had an equipment fire at the Norwalk Hospital emergency room. They had a portable vitals machine in one of the emergency room pods that started smoking. And a quick thinking member there of the staff of the hospital staff wheeled it outside before it caught fire. And it was extinguished by a employee of the hospital before we arrived. So commending that staff for thinking quickly and avoiding a situation there. All we really needed to do was ventilate smoke from the area once we arrived. We had a balcony fire on Glover Avenue, third floor balcony of one of the apartment buildings over there. There was some porch furniture that was on fire. We were able to quickly extinguish that before the fire got inside. And another incident that I'm sure you read about in the paper, where a 9-year-old girl at Calf Pasture Beach was pulled out of the water by a lifeguard. And the teenage lifeguard there started CPR, saved the life of that young girl, and our firefighters assisted and took over CPR once they arrived on scene. So those are some of the incidents of note for June. I'll take any questions on those.
Very nice. Yeah, that was quite
Good
a
report.
that lifeguard at Calf Pasture,
Yes.
quite a young lady.
Yes, she
First-
is.
first
She
year
should
as a
really be
lifeguard.
proud.
Nice, it's a nice article in today's paper,
Yeah.
Mayor.
yeah.
Yes,
It's her first year too.
Kudos to
First year as
everyone.
a lifeguard.
Yeah.
I told her last night, I said, most people spend an entire career as a lifeguard and never have that happen.
right.
She got trial by ordeal.
Yeah. Well, she did it. She did everything right. And thankfully it was a successful outcome.
Any questions of Assistant Chief McCabe?
No,
No,
no.
Okay, that brings us to the Fire Marshal's report.
Yep.
Fire Marshal Sawyer.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, for the month
Good
of
afternoon.
June, we had 163 inspections, 21 notifications sent, 3 pub ed events, 46 plan reviews, 10 liquor license inspections, and 9 fire investigations. Fees collected for the month were $2,050. In looking at that number of inspections, 163, out of that 163, 18 were multifamily occupancies for a total of 85 individual units that were inspected. I think that's important to note.
Yes.
very, yes.
That's all I have.
It sounds like you were very busy.
Yeah,
It's starting to cook up again.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
And it's going to pick up even more than with people are, we're getting building permits more
It's-
than we've
yes.
ever had coming out of the wall.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw, I was at the building department this morning in our satellite office, and they're
Wait.
super, super busy.
Yes.
yeah. More and more apartments every day.
Mhm. Hope we can keep up.
Anything else, Fire Marshal Sawyer?
No, sir.
Any questions from the commissioners
No,
or comments?
none, thank you.
none.
Okay, that brings us to item number 8, emergency management. Mr. Luca?
Great, hello. We've actually
Michelle.
just for the past few weeks have had quite the round of severe weather. A few days we've had almost, again, severe thunderstorms almost every day. That has, knock on wood, kind of quieted. So we should be okay probably this week, at least. Elsa was probably our biggest response. That was, I think, last week. the week before, when we received about 6 inches of rain.
Yeah,
A few things as follow-up. I've talked to Chris Torrey a little bit and Anthony about doing the Turnaround Don't Drown campaign. That's a national campaign. We usually will use some of their messaging and PSAs right before storms, but we spoke about really, again, maybe doing a more concerted effort throughout the year, and then again, really driving home that message, including doing some signage on DPW barrels and sawhorses, because we do know that people do tend to drive through, even if there's barrels on the road, they'll still drive through the barrels past police officers. So again, anything we can do to really kind of drive home that message and have that educational component. Currently, they've got the links to the campaign on the hurricane site and the summer safety site. But again, we'll do some coordinated messaging and then maybe even have the high water rescue vehicle and maybe some photographs at the open house, really to encourage people not to keep driving through the floodwaters. We do have the open house on September 25th, COVID permitting. We'll obviously keep an eye on the numbers, and if needed, we'll adjust those plans. We have an item on the Common Council agenda for the next meeting for the purchase of 2 variable message signs. That money has been allotted, and again, hopefully we'll be able to replace the 2 message boards that have now died, and they're amazing assets year-round for us. So again, we're excited about hopefully getting those. And then finally, working with the Red Cross and some of our other partners on making sure everybody is prepared for sheltering, having some conversations, and then also possibly having some conversations about FEMA and their equity and inclusion response over the past few years, or lack of, and to see what we might be able to do at the local level to help bridge some of the gaps that have been identified in several articles and studies for residents. So I think that's it. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Mayor, you weren't not at the last BET meeting, but we asked for a transfer of money for these 2 variable message signs. It's $32,000, but the one of the good things about is they are completely refundable through FEMA COVID declaration right now.
Good.
So we're trying to get them purchased before they lift it.
Yep. Okay, yeah. We should file for everything that we can possibly file for when it comes to reimbursement. It's been a very expensive situation for sure.
Definitely.
Any other questions, Mr. Luca, Commissioner Destruge, or Commissioner Bentley?
No, Mayor,
None.
just a comment, and it's apropos to what Mr. Luca mentioned about people driving through these roads that are flooded. And it's just amazing to me that with all the publicity and all the talk, that people will still drive through a road that's covered with water. It's just, and these are Norwalk residents too. And by and large, they know what roads really flood. But yet and still, they see water on the road and they think they're in a boat or something and they can just drive through it. But that's all, just a comment.
No, I agree. And, these past couple of rainstorms, the storms, the amount of rain we received, there were houses that were flooded that had never been flooded before. It was just really 6 inches of rain within a short period of time. There was no place for the water to go.
Yeah.
It was really bad. So
We had
hopefully
68 roads. We had 68 roads flooded at one point.
yeah. It just, it was bad.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, training division report, is that going to be
Deputy Chief Markowitz.
Okay, Deputy Chief Markowitz, he's here, okay. Deputy
Good
Chief
afternoon.
Markowitz, you're up.
Good afternoon. The train division, we had another busy month. We continued with our car versus bicycle training for both our ladder trucks and our rescue. We have a bicycle that's pinned underneath the vehicle with 2 mannequins. And the firefighters on both the ladder trucks and the rescue cycle through there using a variety of techniques to free the mannequins. We did our required fit testing for the entire department for our SCBA masks. We did ladder pipe operations with truck 2. We had all our engine companies come through and practice feeding the ladder truck, pumping the ladder truck with water, setting up a master stream. We continued on with vehicle stabilization training with both the ladder trucks and the rescue. The department physicals have been continuing. We've continued doing the ground ladder training with truck 1. We did a refresher or started a refresher of a tree on top of a car for the rescue truck as well as truck 2. And we started doing, and we're just about complete with doing our emergency response guidebook refresher training. And that's a department-wide yearly refresher training that we do every year. So we're just about done with that. And that would be it.
Thank you.
What is the
Very
ground
busy.
ladder training again?
The ground ladder training is ladder training we're doing with truck 2 and truck 1 working together. They're starting to, it's part of the training that we're doing for the new ladder truck. So we're starting to transition the firefighters on truck 1 to start getting them used to operating truck 2. The new ladder truck coming in is going to be another aerial like truck 2. It's a tiller. So we're starting the training on the firefighters on truck 1 to get them used to how truck 2 operates. So that's part of what that training is.
Okay, got you. Any questions from the commissioners?
No?
Again,
No,
it's a
thank you.
busy
What's going
month of
on?
training. We know how important training is for
Yeah.
first responders, and the more training we can do, the better. So again, good report.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Local 830, I see,
I'm with Chief Markowitz.
oh, okay.
I'm in his office.
We
We have
see,
nothing new. nothing new.
Firefighter Ireland, nothing?
Yeah, nothing new. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm getting a scam call like I always do. Any update on building repairs, Chief, or who's going to report on that?
Al Bassett will.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Assistant Chief
current,
Bass-
we're still in, we met with the lawyer, the architect, and the bonding company, the insurance company for Station 1 again. We're going through the itemized repair list that were identified by our members, the architect, and for some degree, the bonding company. So right now, we've gone through that menu of repairs. It's in legal counsel's hands and waiting on the bonding company to come back to see what they're gonna cover. So far, there's really not a lot of pushback for them because of the amount of money that it's gonna cost them. So they're really not pushing back on any of the repairs. So more to come on that, but it's still in negotiation between corp counsel and the bonding company. So we're still, only one company at Station 1 and the ladder truck over here at apparatus maintenance.
Okay. How's that working out? Is it doing okay for now until we can get that resolved?
Yeah, we're looking to have that facility.
All right.
Yeah, they know, I mean, everyone knows that the impact of response times that are all involved in this. So the bonding company's well aware of that, the corp counsel, and we're really trying to move on the project.
Okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
No? So
No, thank you.
There are no items for new business. Correspondence, there are no items for new business. Now, for personnel, the entry-level candidate section is not in executive session.
No, that whole section is executive session, both of
Okay.
those A and B.
All right, so did we send out a separate Zoom link for
Yes.
the,
Yep.
Yes.
who sent that out? Because I'm not sure I saw it.
Rebecca,
Rebecca.
Correct.
Okay.
Have
Okay,
a nice
so
afternoon, everyone.
I need a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bentley for the purpose of executive session, personnel and entry-level candidates. So we will be coming back into public session and we'll go to executive session now.
Okay.
Chief, you know, all right.
Hey, Deputy Chief Bassett,
You want me to stay on or no?
you can't, you could stay on, but here's the thing. I just noticed that they made the executive session meeting
Mhm.
with the same Zoom account that this is on. So I have to end this meeting.
All right, so they're gonna pop on this one?
Yeah, so, well, they can't, I have to end this first before they
All
can.
right,
pop
I'm
on.
good. I don't need to stay on. I thought I needed to hang on for a placeholder.
You're right, but I also can't end this one because I think they need to come back here officially.
I'm out of here.
So,
See ya.
okay.
We don't have Commissioner Bentley yet.
Okay, I'll pause the recording.
And we're back. Okay, now it's 4:11. We're back into public session. During executive session, there were no motions made and no votes were taken. Now I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Destruge. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And it's 4:12 and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good
Thank you, Commissioner.
Have a good